Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Juventus won Gabriel Magalhaes despite a new Arsenal contract. Gabriel Magalhaes may have only just signed a new contract at Arsenal, but Tutto Mercato Web reports that Juventus would still like to sign the centre-back as an answer to their defensive woes. Gabriel was linked with a move to Turin in the summer, and there were suggestions, albeit from Italy, that he was open to joining the Old Lady. Tuttosport reported in May that Gabriel was keen to sign for Juventus. Arsenal, meanwhile, were increasingly open to letting him go. Obviously, the Brazilian would ultimately go nowhere, and he has been a crucial part of their side in the early stages of the campaign, forming an excellent partnership with William Saliba. Arsenal rewarded Gabriel with a new contract until 2027. Tutto Mercato Web reports, however, that Juve remain admirers of the 24-year-old. He is now valued at around £43 million. Juventus are aware that it would be a complicated move to try and sign Gabriel, but they are prepared to try after a poor start to the campaign. It would be a shock if Arsenal considered selling Gabriel for anything like £43 million. He has admittedly probably been the least impressive of the three centre-backs regularly in Arsenal's back four this season. It's impossible to argue with those who believe that Saliba has been the best defender in the Premier League this term. Meanwhile, Ben White has been an absolute revelation at right-back. Gabriel has made some mistakes and threatened to cost Arsenal on a few occasions, but he is clearly hugely important to Mikel Arteta's side. Arteta has previously labelled him incredible. Perhaps a move to Italy will be on his radar at some stage, but this is unlikely to be a move which supporters take too seriously for the time being. Darren Bent says William Saliba has been even better than Gabriel Jesus this season. Darren Bent has told TalkSport that Arsenal defender William Saliba has been even better than Gabriel Jesus this season. Saliba has been like a new signing for the Gunners this season after returning for a loan spell with Marseille. The £27 million man signed for the North London club back in 2019, but has only recently emerged as an important part of the first team. The Frenchman has slotted in seamlessly in Mikel Arteta's side and started in every Premier League game so far. Jesus has made a huge impact on the Gunners' side after switching the Etihad for the Emirates over the summer. The Brazilian has already scored 5 goals and provided 6 assists in 12 Premier League appearances. The 25-year-old seems to be the missing piece of the puzzle for Arteta at this moment in time and is also bringing the best out of Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. But former Tottenham striker Darren Bent feels Saliba has been better than the former City man so far this season. Bent named Saliba as the fourth best player in the Premier League so far this campaign. He told TalkSport, "I have gone for William Saliba. He has been absolutely brilliant. He has been absolutely fantastic." Presenter Andy Goldstein then posed the question, "Is it Jesus in there?" "I forgot about him. He has been brilliant," Bent responded. Goldstein then asked Bent if Saliba is considered as one of the best centre-backs in Europe on current form, but Bent was hesitant to put the Arsenal star in that bracket just yet. He added, "That's tough. It's too early, but in Premier League terms, I'd put him in the top 5 for sure. He has been absolutely brilliant." Both players have been undeniably excellent for the Gunners so far this season and have significantly improved the quality of Arteta's starting 11. One thing is for certain, if you take either player out of the Gunners side, they will be significantly worse off for it. It's now inevitable that clubs are going to try and sign Kieran Tierney. Arsenal defender Kieran Tierney is now set to be the subject of transfer interest from rival clubs during the January window. The Telegraph points out that Tierney is the last of Unai Emery's major signings at the Emirates Stadium, who has not been sold or loaned out yet, and the Scotland international has been struggling for Premier League minutes this season after the arrival of Alexander Zinchenko. They report that interest in the left-back is now inevitable as Arsenal gear up for a crucial winter market. There is no indication that Arsenal are looking to move the defender on, and he has been playing in the Europa League games. The report points out that Cedric came on before the Scot in Sunday's 5-0 win over Nottingham Forest. although that could just be because the Portugal international needs minutes. Arsenal need quality and depth all over the pitch, so it would seem counterintuitive to get rid of a player such as Tierney mid-season. Edu is set to grant Mikel Arteta one new mid-season signing to try and keep the momentum rolling in the Premier League and in Europe. Midfield reinforcements may well be required, although a potential combination which has not been used yet is Tierney in defense with Zinchenko in the engine room. The £25 million man is full-blooded and popular with the fans, but has had injury problems throughout his time with the Gunners. It remains to be seen who will come in for him and whether Arsenal would consider any offers, although at this stage it seems unlikely. Gabriel Martinelli's comments on a new contract will be music to Arsenal fans' ears. Gabriel Martinelli looks set to commit his future to Arsenal after a remarkable start to the season. The Brazilian is enjoying the best start to a season in his career to date. The Gunners are sitting top of the Premier League table with one of the youngest sides in the league, and momentum at the Emirates continues to build. Martinelli has netted 5 goals and 2 assists in 12 matches played for Arsenal and has all but cemented his place in the starting 11. Mikel Arteta's side have picked up 31 points out of a possible 36 and are 2 points ahead of Manchester City, who are looking to obtain their 3rd consecutive league title. The North London side have only 2 league matches remaining before the World Cup, and heading into the prolonged international break in first place is crucial for Arteta and the players. They will face derby rivals Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on November 6 and Wolverhampton Wanderers on November 12. Ahead of contract negotiations, Martinelli has made his intentions clear when talking to Football Daily. He said, "I am very happy at Arsenal. I have said it many times. This is my club. I love to be here. I love the city. I love everything about Arsenal. So I want to stay. I am very happy. Just need to get a pen and sign." Arsenal man Pablo Mari offered to Brazilian club despite being on loan at another club. Pablo Mari was one of Arsenal's finest players in the early days of Mikel Arteta's reign as the club's manager. The Spaniard was relatively unknown before joining the club from Flamengo in the Brazilian top flight. He enjoyed a fine start at the club before injuries derailed his bid to establish himself in the squad. The Gunners have since bolstered their squad with other defenders and sent him on loan to Monza this season. He is currently sidelined by an off-field injury he suffered from a stabbing incident and will be out for a while. However, according to several reports, that hasn't stopped the clubs from being interested in a move for him. The defender is primarily targeted by clubs back in Brazil, and a new report claims he has been offered to a team. A report via Sport Witness reveals he has been offered to Grêmio as they build their squad for the upcoming season. Mari is having a good season alone at Monza, and the Italians can make his move permanent for a fee if they survive relegation. At the moment, they are not at risk of the drop and we expect them to keep him. He should also prefer to stay in Europe over moving back to Brazil. Newcastle looking to beat Arsenal to Premier League star Leandro Trossard with a January move. Newcastle United could beat Arsenal to the signature of a Brighton hotshot Leandro Trossard. The Belgian is having a superb season with the Seagulls, and his form has attracted Mikel Arteta's attention. The Gunners are not the only club interested in a move for him, as they continue to search for reinforcements. Chelsea, now managed by his former boss Graham Potter, is also interested in him. However, the team that poses the highest threat to Arsenal signing him is Newcastle United, who are ready to move for him immediately. The Northern Echo reports the Magpies are prepared to follow up on their interest in his signature by securing a move for him in the January transfer window. The report claims they could meet Brighton's £30 million valuation of the attacker, whose current deal expires in the summer of 2024. Trossard is having a fantastic season. Typically, several clubs will want to add him to their squad. If we are serious about beating them to his signature, we must also make plans to land him in the winter transfer window. The attacker will be hot property in the summer, and signing him in January could be the smartest thing to do. Arsenal is scouting talented attacker who has plenty of transfer suitors across Europe. Arsenal are scouting highly rated Uruguayan winger Facundo Torres, who is also attracting transfer interest from a number of clubs in the Premier League and other major European leagues. That's according to Fabrizio Romano in his exclusive scout offside column with the Italian transfer news guru, explaining that for now Arsenal's interest is not as strong or advanced as some other sources have suggested. Torres has shown huge potential in his time in the MLS with Orlando City, and it wouldn't be too surprising if he made the step up to a more competitive league before long. Still, Arsenal's interest is not that strong yet, with Romano stating that the Gunners are scouting the player and that they appreciate him, but with no talks on the horizon just yet. There is still nothing advanced yet. Facundo is one of many players that Arsenal are following and scouting. He is appreciated, but it's not something serious yet, Romano explained. He is a promising talent, and there are several clubs in Italy, Spain, and UK following him, added Romano. Mikel Arteta would do well to strengthen his attack in January due to a lack of depth behind Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, but it remains to be seen if Torres will be the player they go for. Some Arsenal fans might prefer to see someone who is already more proven at the highest level in Europe coming in to strengthen the team, as someone like Torres might find the Premier League football too big a step up from what he's used to. The 22-year-old seems one to watch for the future, though, and Gunners will no doubt be keeping an eye on his progress with some interest now. Fabrizio Romano provides update on Liverpool, Arsenal and Chelsea transfer target Wilfried Zaha. Fabrizio Romano has written about the latest on Wilfried Zaha's Crystal Palace future in today's edition of his exclusive Scout Offside column on Substack. Zaha is in the final year of his Palace contract, meaning he could be said to be one of the most high-profile free agents on the market next summer if he doesn't agree to a new deal at Selhurst Park in the next few months. The Ivory Coast international is a world-class talent on his day, and he'd surely have plenty of big-name suitors if he decides to leave Palace. A recent report from 90 Minute linked Zaha as a potential target for the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal and Chelsea, but Romano insists nothing has been decided on his future yet. Palace have informed Zaha of their intention to give him a new contract, according to Romano, but he also said the 29-year-old could be a good option for bigger clubs. Playing regularly will be key for Zaha, though, so it will be interesting to see which of the aforementioned clubs can guarantee him a guaranteed place in the starting 11. Wilfried Zaha has not made any decision yet on his future, Romano said. Crystal Palace have informed him of the intention to offer a new deal, but in the case, it's only up to Zaha and he has not decided yet. I think he could be an interesting solution for many Big Six clubs, but he needs to play regularly. It's really important for him. As things stand, he could be a free agent next summer, and that's a great opportunity for many clubs, but let's see what happens in the next few months. Zaha could make a fine replacement for Sadio Mane at Liverpool, who look in need of changes after this disappointing season, but they might also decide to show more faith and patience in Luis Diaz. Chelsea, meanwhile, surely need urgent replacements for misfits like Hakim Ziyech and Christian Pulisic, while Arsenal are yet to replace Nicolas Pepe, leaving them a little short of depth if the likes of Bukayo Saka or Gabriel Martinelli get injured. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.